What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are checking out the latest ROG device from Doogee called the S96 Pro. So not only this phone is IP68 certified, that means waterproof, we also have IP69K certification, that means resistance against high water pressure. Not to mention that this is one of the fastest ROG devices that I got to try so far, and that has a lot to do with the processor that we have inside it. So this phone is powered by the Mediatek Helio G90 that's paired with 8 gigs of RAM and running Android 10. And for those of you that are wondering, this device gets an Antutu score of over 250,000. And you already know that when a device gets a score that high, it will perform good for pretty much everything that you're gonna do with it. So I tried a variety of apps on this device, from Facebook to Chrome and games like PUBG or Call of Duty. And everything that I did on the device works flawlessly and much better than most ROG devices that I got to try in the past. And of course that has a lot to do with that processor and the fact that we have a launcher that's very close to stock Android. So there isn't much holding the phone back. Whenever you're scrolling through your feed, there is no lag. Of course, you're gonna have to give the phone maybe a second to load the content, but after that, scrolling up and down through your feed works flawlessly. Not to mention that with that 8 gigs of RAM, you can also multitask on this device very well. So you can keep a bunch of apps running in the background. So quite impressive for a ROG device. The phone itself looks like most ROG devices available on the market. So on the front we have the screen, and the phone's body is made out of a combination of plastic and metal. So on the sides here we have metal, but most of the phone is made out of plastic. On the back there we also have 4 cameras. We have the main camera, we have an ultra wide lens, a macro lens, and then we have a camera that I haven't actually seen for any other device. So we have a camera that's used for nighttime pictures, but not nighttime pictures like you would see on any other device. To the left of that camera, we actually have 4 infrared LEDs. And that means that the phone can actually take pictures in complete darkness. So I'm not talking about a place where you have some lights. No, in absolute complete darkness where your eyes cannot see anything. These are a couple of examples of pictures that I took with the phone in the house here a few days ago. So a very unique feature for a phone. I haven't actually seen that in the past. The other cameras are about average, I'm gonna say. So you can still take some decent pictures with them if you have plenty of light. If you don't have enough light, the pictures become a bit grainy. Unless you're using that nighttime camera that I mentioned earlier, those infrared LEDs. But then the pictures aren't gonna be colored, they're gonna be black and white. The phone can also do 4K recordings, but unfortunately whenever you're recording in 4K there doesn't seem to be any type of image stabilization, so your footage may be a bit shaky. And of course this was a quick example of a 4K recording that I've done with this device the other day. Alright, and moving back to the phone, on the right hand side we have the power button and the volume keys, and just below that we have a fingerprint scanner. So if you want to unlock the phone, all you have to do is touch that fingerprint scanner and the phone will unlock. It takes about half a second from the time you press the button for the screen to unlock, so definitely not bad for a ROG device. On the other side of the phone we have the slot for the SIM card, and this device can take 2 SIM cards and an SD card at the same time. Not to mention that the phone supports more bands than a lot of phones that I've seen in the past, so you should be able to use this phone pretty much anywhere in the world. Alright, and just below the SIM card slot we have a customizable button. So with this button you can basically make the phone do whatever you want when you press that button. So if you want to open the camera you can, if you want to launch the Google Assistant when you press that button you can change that as well. At the bottom of the phone we have the USB-C charging port, and next to that we have a 3.5mm audio jack, so if you want to plug in some headphones you can. Not to mention that both ports are actually covered by a little plastic, so this way you don't get water in there, dirt, etc. On the back of the device we have the holes for the speaker, and even though the speaker gets pretty loud, it's always pointing away from you. Not to mention it is a bit easy to cover whenever you're holding the phone like this, so if you're watching a video or something. And this is a quick example so you can hear how the speaker sounds. And moving to the front of the device, here we have a 6.22 inches IPS panel that only has a 720p resolution, and honestly I was really hoping for a screen that would have 1080p resolution at least, So to give you an example, if you're watching a video on YouTube, the maximum resolution that you can select is 720p with this device, which is kind of a shame if you ask me, because this is a pretty fast phone. They should have definitely used a screen with a higher resolution. Even though the colors look great, the screen doesn't get that bright either. So if you take the phone outside in direct sunlight, it is a bit difficult to see. So I have to say the screen is the biggest disappointment about this phone. Inside it we have a 6350 mAh battery, and on one charge you can typically get between 8 and 12 hours of screen time depending how you use the device. Of course, if you're playing games you're not gonna get 12 hours, but if you just watch videos you can get 12 hours or more. The phone also supports fast charging, so charging it from 0 to 100 is done in about 2 hours, and wireless charging. Of course, wireless charging it's much slower, but this way you don't have to plug it in. You can just put it on a wireless charger at night and then it will be charged by the morning. The phone also has an NFC chip inside, and that means that you can make payments to the phone using Google Pay, something that doesn't happen with a lot of ROG devices. We also have a GPS unit inside that works really good. It only takes a couple of seconds to find your location, and the phone has a variety of sensors as well. So in many ways, the Doogee S96 Pro is one of the best ROG phones that I got to try so far, because it is fast, the battery life is good, it has a lot of internal storage, 128 gigs to be more exact. It takes 2 SIM cards and an SD card at the same time, wireless charging, fast charging, etc. But then we get a screen with a 720p resolution. I feel that this phone would have been almost perfect if the screen would have had a higher resolution and if it would have been a bit brighter. So there you have it. This is the Doogee S96 Pro. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, don't forget to press that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.